Cheers. Cheers. Well, it's that time again. I'm Annie.
I'm Susan.
And this is
Two Friends, One Chat.
And today, we're talking about love. Ooh, yeah. Because it's almost Valentine's Day.
It is.
And stupid Cupid. Boop.
Oh. Is he stupid?
I just know that song. Stupid Cupid.
Oh, that is a song. Mm-hmm. That is a song. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
It's pretty awesome, actually, because stupid rhymes perfectly with Cupid.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It is. Mm-hmm. Stupid Cupid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he probably is stupid, but...
Oh, yeah. Okay. In a world... Okay. Hashtag we're gonna digress slightly.
Okay.
You know, of cryptids and, like, you know, Sasquatch and all those things. Wouldn't it be crazy if Cupid really existed?
It would be very crazy.
It'd be kind of scary. Have they made a horror movie about Cupid yet?
Oh, I'm sure there's one out there. Yeah. I'm sure, maybe not like a big blockbuster hit, but I'm sure there's one out there. But also...
They should definitely do that.
Sasquatch is real?
Oh, I agree with
and
that.
Cupid is not.
Okay, that makes sense in my mind,
Cupid's like the Easter Bunny.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He's fun, he's cute, we put him on cards.
Mm-hmm.
He's not real.
Yeah.
Bigfoot's real. He's out there.
Listen, I believe that with my whole heart.
Yeah. So's Nessie.
I don't know how I feel about Nessie, but I will say too many people have had forensically sound encounters with Sasquatch for it not to be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. I 1000% agree.
Done and done.
Yeah. All right.
So
well, we're on the same page.
Solve that problem.
Yeah. Done and done. Now we're a paranormal podcast, apparently. Okay.
But back to love.
Back to love.
I think are titling this episode, What's Your Sign?
What's your sign?
Not because we're going to actually talk about, like, your signs and which sign matches best with other signs.
Oh, yeah, no, I have no idea how that works.
I think that's fun and fascinating.
Great, yeah.
I think there could even be some truth to it.
Of course,
I just don't know enough about it to be...
Do you even know your sign?
I think I'm Aquarius, but then I believe someone told me, like, a couple years ago, like, all the signs shifted.
What?
Like, by a week or something.
Oh, my God.
Everything shifted.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know.
I guess I've always thought I was a Scorpio. That's as much as I know.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we're not doing that. But more along the lines of what signs do you notice when you are in love or when, you know, you love someone? What are those things that you kind of see or feel?
Yeah.
Which I think is going to be so cute.
And, like, what does love mean to us? And I'm very... I think it'll be fun to have an episode where we just talk about love and relationship and all those positive signs. Because a lot of times we spend time talking about, you know, some red flags, some warning signs.
Yeah.
Usually because we want you to, like, use your tools, but...
And we'll do that in other episodes.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
But we're giving you kind of a light, fun one.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I'll start.
Okay.
I will tell you the time that I knew I wanted to go on a second date with my now husband.
Ooh, okay.
And this is one of those signs where I was like, okay, you know, like, obviously, like, he passed, like, the physical test, right? Because we're hanging out, and I was like, oh, he's cute, right?
Okay.
But we also know cute means nothing. Like, and I have found I'm a very character-driven person. So, as far as, like, who I'm attracted to, like, it all has to do with, like, their character. And he was telling a story about his work. He's still in production, but higher level now, but he had become a supervisor.
Okay.
And when people would mess up at the job, they would get, like, put on the wall of shame.
Oh.
And the first thing he did as a manager, he was like, this isn't helping anybody. And just got rid of it.
Stop it.
And that was the moment I was like, this person is worth a second date. For sure. Like
I don't think I've heard that story. I already love him so much. You know that.
Yes.
But even more so.
And that was yes, that was one of I think the first key indicators. Now it was our first date, so it's not like I would never say I love you or anything like that.
Right.
But there, what I have found in like finding a partner where I have really we've talked really like positive attachment to.
Yeah.
Is that there were these indicators that this was a person of good character, of, you know what I mean, like, and it was like little by little I was realizing, oh, like this is a person who I could love, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I love you. It's such a cool. That's at least how it happened for me.
Yeah.
It was like, like observing some of these things.
Like these little deposits in this love bank.
Yeah.
It's kind of like growing.
Yes.
Like, ooh, I'm not going to put that in the lust category. That's like that's like a legit partner. That's going in that bank.
It's almost like, I guess I would describe it like this. People, I think, when you meet them, have a way to like shine flashlights on their own character in the words they use, in their like body language and all of those things. And as a social worker, we're very in tune to those things.
Yes.
And so it was like the longer I got to know him, the more I got to see a full picture of his character.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is a person that would be rad to be with the rest of my life. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And so it was definitely a gradual love story.
Sure.
Well, not too gradual, but, yeah. So that was kind of one of my first indicators.
Aww.
What was one of your first indicators?
I think one of my first indicators is, looking way back, honestly, was that, online dating, right? That's what we all do now.
Yeah. Oh,
so,
yeah.
And I don't know if I noticed it in the beginning, but looking back, to me, it's a sign, is that he actually, like, asked me on a date. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. Oh,
yes. Not just, like, the, what are you doing?
You up?
You up?
Ugh.
But, like, and within, I set kind of, like, time frames when I was online dating. Like, I don't want to talk to you on an app for weeks, right? I'm here to date. Like, we've got, like, you got 3 days max to ask me out on a date.
I love this.
Okay? And then you've got 3 days to make that date happen.
Oh, man.
Like, I'm here to, like, do this and meet people. Like, let's...
Yeah.
And so, like, that happened with him. And I think, like an actual, like, guy, like, asking me on a date and, like, driving. And it was just like, oh, there are still...
Yeah.
Guys like this out there, which is the type of guy that I wanted.
Yes.
I'm not gonna place any sort of judgment on any type of guy. To each their own.
Yeah.
But that's what I was looking for.
Oh, yeah.
And to actually find that was like, whoa.
Oh,
that is still a thing.
That's so sweet. Well, and I think one of the things that strikes me so strong, if you are listening and you are in the dating world, one of the biggest things that really matters is, are both of your intentions the same?
Yes. Thank you.
And it doesn't always have to work that way. That's just the way because I was talking to another friend who, so we are both in a relationship, but we have a third friend who is single. Mm-hmm. And so it's super interesting to hear her dating advice versus mine. Because I had a very similar approach. It was like, I won't talk to you for a long time. I just want to see you in person because I'll know. Yep. There's so much I feel I can just observe about a human.
Yes.
And I know we've kind of talked a little bit about that. And I'm not 100% sure where it comes from, but I just think there's so much we can actually see in people's physical communication.
100% agree.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm digressing. But my other friend's advice was, she was like, don't pretend to be too interested because, like, I found guys aren't really into, like, a woman who wants commitment. And I was like, well, that was, like, the opposite of my approach. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I was, like, very forthright about it. Like, I'm not here to fuck around. Like, I want a life partner. I have a great set of skills and a beautiful life. And, like, if you also do, this might work.
Right.
So it was just super interesting to hear. I mean, and she's happily married, so it's not like...
Yeah, no, yeah.
But it was Yeah, it was pretty hilarious to hear us both give like super different dating advice. Like, I was like, actually, you should just be upfront about what you want.
Yeah.
But who knows? It worked for, like, so
yeah.
you do you, I guess.
It is about, I agree, kind of setting those intentions.
Yeah.
Because there was a time I was on those apps and my intentions was not to find a lifelong partner, right?
We've all been there.
So, like, that, you do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You just put your intentions out there so they're matched and there's not that ugh.
Well, it can really help, the sifting process. And I love the way you did it, too, because I almost feel like this is just turning into online dating advice.
Okay.
Do you want to hear my approach when I did online dating?
Sure. Of course I do.
Okay. Well, I did exactly what you did. I was like, I'm not here to write love songs to each other over the internet.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, so I would just meet the person for one drink. I couldn't commit to a dinner. I'm too introverted.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that.
And I knew, I was a bartender at the time. And so I knew all the other bartenders. And so there was a really strong, like pretty ripped bartender that I knew. And so I would bring my dates in on those nights.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because I knew he would help me out of any awkward situation.
Okay, perfect.
Which, by the way, it's scary if you're sex assigned at birth female dating males. Like, that's, like, be careful, you guys. Like, it's, and I would do that, and then I told myself, now, I would like to go back in time, I think, and I would change this one part. Because I told myself, if I didn't like the person, I didn't have to answer anything they wrote. Like, if they wanted a second date, I basically gave myself permission to ghost.
Oh.
And I think what I needed to do, and it just shows my age and immaturity.
Sure.
Right? Is I needed to just be like, hey, I needed to text, I'm not into you, I'm really sorry, and I'm not going to talk to you going forward.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a lot more mature.
Yeah.
But if I didn't like you, I just wouldn't say anything back. Yeah. Yep. Just fade out. Fade out.
I hate ghosting so much.
Yeah, it's super
It
mean.
is just so immature.
It's naughty. It's super
so
immature.
immature.
Yeah. And,
like, we're all adults.
Yeah.
Or we should be.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't like me.
Yeah.
Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Is finding people we like and don't like.
Yeah.
So if I'm someone you don't like, you can just say that.
And I'm a strong personality. I get it. Like, I am not for everyone.
Yeah, it's okay.
But I was not that mature.
Oh, well,
I mean, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Actually, interesting. This is a fun story to tell, actually.
Okay.
That you're the reason I pretty much met Aaron.
Yes. It's a fun story, but it also hurts a little.
Why?
Because Aaron did not match with me.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Which,
oh my god.
Fine.
I forgot that you were in
I was there first. So I was online dating. Annie was not on any platforms of any sort. Mm-hmm. And one night at the bar, I pretty much made her get on.
We were playing pool. And we had probably one too many beers. We're within walking distance.
Oh, yes. We were being safe. Yeah.
Very safe. And I was probably lamenting that I didn't have a life partner. Yeah. And I imagine it turned into you being like, all right.
Just get on the apps with me. Try it again.
And you basically half made my profile for me.
I think so.
We did it together. It was actually quite fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then 2 months later.
Bam.
Met Aaron. Isn't that nuts?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's fine.
It's fine. Oh man, he's like just a soulmate.
I do love him.
Yeah, me
too. I do.
A good egg. Yeah, you guys were destined to be in each other's lives.
It's true. It's so true.
But that's how we met.
Yeah.
Because Susan's a matchmaker.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You're welcome.
Matchmaker, make me a match. Oh man, we are digressing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I think one of the other signs that I like to tell people about, just kind of like how I feel kind of loved by Jeremy, that I think some people don't get all the time. I
Yeah.
think society kind of sets these like standards of here's what males are supposed to do in
Oh.
relationships to show love, right?
Yeah.
And here's what the females are supposed to do to
Ew.
and that just is not true in our relationship.
Oh.
So I think sometimes from the outside, more old school people, I have to try to explain, like, I understand he's not doing what you think the normal things are, but he does all these little things that, like, that no one has done for me before. You know what I mean? Like, I take care of everybody all the time, and I do a lot of taking care of him as well, but he does all these little teeny tiny things to take like care of me, and like puts my shoes away and brings me a glass of wine, and like he just all these little things that it's like that is what I need. I don't know if it would work for anyone else, right? But every time he does those little things for me, it's like it just screams love to me in those quiet little things.
I love that so much, and I would say he's definitely a caretaker.
Yeah.
And it's so fun to see him with you because he cares for you. And it is, I mean, we've talked a lot about this too, like when your best friend is happy, it's like maybe the greatest feeling in the whole world. And it has been just my absolute joy to watch you have someone do that for you, because you do. You care for everyone in your job, in your family, in your, that's just who you are. And it's so nice to have someone give that back to you. And it's like, it just fills you with joy. And I kind of made a joke because before I met Jeremy, I remember, I think I told you, I was like, I don't even have to meet him because I already know he's awesome, because you were so happy.
Yeah.
Like, and then I got to meet him and I was like, oh my God, national treasure. Absolute national treasure. It's like, this is our national treasure. Protect at all costs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's right.
But for reals, it's so cool to see. And I like you, and I think this may be, if you're in the caring profession, I'd love to hear opinions on this.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because we spend so much time caring, when I am cared for, it makes me feel amazing.
It's huge.
Like, it is amazing. Like,
yeah.
So I mean, and maybe that isn't true for everyone in the helping profession. I'd be interested to hear.
Yeah. And I think everyone's going to be different. And I think, again, this goes back to an old episode, right? # throwback to love languages.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Is trying to find out what yours are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that will help you decide if that is how you feel.
Yeah.
Because I think in our roles, right?
Yeah.
If we are caretakers, that's probably somewhere on our love language list, right? Pretty high, because that's what we're doing. That's how we show our love. So, of course, that feels good when we get that back.
Oh, it feels
as
like
well.
so good, you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. And it's so cool to see it happen to a person that you love, too,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh, I love it. I got to, sometimes, when I fly out for work, this is more for our listeners, but I get to stay with Susan. And it's super fun to just hang out with her and Jeremy. And, like, it's great. And your dogs. Ooh, I love your dogs. You know what I will say? And I was having a conversation while I was traveling about kind of love and relationships, because relationships are everything. We know that, right? That's what we need to survive.
You're going to get 80% tattoos.
80? Oh, man, that'd be so rad.
Okay.
All right, I'm in.
I'm in. Okay.
Look for the merch.
Okay.
I was at the bar before a flight talking to a very cute couple. They were so adorable. And they were telling me how they met. And they were probably like 5 years younger than me.
Oh, okay.
So maybe like, or maybe like 10, maybe in their like 30s.
Okay.
But they were saying like that when they were telling the story, they're like, yeah, man, looking back on it, it went really fast. Like, we kind of moved really quickly. And I was like, yeah, but I mean, if it works, it works.
Right.
And so we're kind of just chatting about their story. And something came up that I had not thought about before, but when I was younger, I don't think I realized, and this is for anyone in the dating world, how forward thinking you need to be when you're dating, because it's like, is this the person, maybe, and how little, probably because we're like driven by like the like a sexual, it's
Right.
much more sexual, you know, when you're younger, but do our personalities match?
Yes.
Like, do our end goals match? Do
yes.
and it's so hard to think about that when you're younger. And I think, because I grew up in such a, you need to have a life partner right away environment, you know, like, get that husband, get your ring before spring, that I was in relationship with people that I'm, like, reflecting on it, it's not, none of them were bad people.
Right.
They were all, like, lovely humans. But I was kind of like, why would I do that? I'm not confident I even enjoyed that relationship.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
we had very different everythings. And, like, so it's really interesting to reflect on that, and then to date as an adult where you have these ideas where you're like, oh, I know that I want someone that I can just hang out with. I know that these are, like, the things I really enjoy. And you have developed those as well. Like,
yes. Yeah. Yes, and I totally agree, and I think for, like, really, serious, long-lasting, true kind of lifetime partnerships, you've got to kind of do some of that work and know yourself. Right. I think prior to doing that, because I'm a caretaker, I found people that needed to be taken care of, right?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
So to me, a relationship was just how much of my love can I pour into somebody, right?
Yeah.
And if they were took it, then that's a relationship. Which, looking back on now, is so sad, but at the time it felt like love to me, right?
I wouldn't say it's sad. I would actually say it's sort of sweet, because it was immature for sure, but, like, I don't think it's sad.
Makes me sad that I thought so little of myself.
Oh yeah,
that I didn't deserve anything back.
Reciprocated?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you win. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think it's like, I think it's only because I've done a lot of that work that it was like, no, I need some of this back for someone to be my partner. Yeah. So when I got that from Jeremy, it was like, oh, okay, this is what people talk about.
Totally.
I love this.
Oh, it is really cute because just, man, when you get to be with the right person, it brings your heart, I feel like, very full of gratefulness.
Yeah.
Because it is, man, being married should be the bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, or being with a life partner, or, what I'm trying to say is your relationship should feel like the bomb. Mm-hmm. And that is what I hope for all of our listeners.
Yes. And I think it's important, like, we still argue sometimes, right? We still, like, but never in any of those times is it, like, over. Do you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because there's that secure, true love. It's like, I know that we can disagree and argue about this and figure it out.
Yes. I love
because we're secure. Yes, security. Ooh.
Secure attachment, man. You really nailed it when I was kind of talking about my core wounds, and you had said you were missing like emotional security. Yeah. And when you have that with a partner, of course, you're gonna argue. You're gonna get frustrated with each other. All those things will happen. That's just a normal part of existing. Yes. But when there is secure attachment, it will feel so different. Yes. Yeah. Yes. That is what I wish for all of our listeners, is secure attachment. Where you have a relationship with someone who's going the same direction as you. Yeah. And you can just disagree, hash stuff out, work it out. You can play to each other's strengths instead of playing to your weaknesses. There's, secure attachment's so rad.
Well, and for those that maybe don't know, maybe our next episode should be attachment styles. We'll go more into...
Dude, that's such a great idea.
All the attachment styles on our next episode. Yeah. For those that don't know about them, that will help make more sense to what all the different ones are. But
Yeah,
yes.
attachment styles are similar to love languages. When you get them kind of figured out, it will really help you understand like behaviors.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys. That's going to be a super fun episode too because we'll talk to you about the different categories and signs and yeah. Oh yeah, that's really, and I think understanding attachment styles has a lot to do with breaking cycles of abuse.
Yes.
Too. Yeah. When you can understand that, you can actually be the change agent in your dynamics, which is so empowering.
Yep.
Yeah.
The other like love thing I want to share, I think, is my love for you.
Oh.
In my love relationship with you.
Oh.
I think one of the things I think most of that I knew like this person like truly loved me is when you're like so happy.
Oh yeah.
Like, and there's nothing you're getting out of it, right?
Yeah.
You are just truly happy for me, and like there's no strings attached and nothing else. It was so, I don't think I'd had a lot of that before, and it was like, oh my gosh, like this is a for real like person.
Oh yeah, you're stuck
like
with
she's
me.
my person. Like she gets it. She gets how big this thing is for me, and she's celebrating that.
Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of when I first knew that like we just like were, you know, like there's many levels of friends, but we've talked about you are in my intimacy circle, right? On our little social map. And, you know, and I've also said, you know, because of like some insecure attachment, it takes me a while to let people in that.
Right.
And I don't know. I think there are several things I reflect on. One is the way that you have just been consistent and loving and affirming through all of my phases. Because we've joked about like, oh man, my early 20s, God bless me.
Oof.
And I wasn't like a terrible person, but I was just like young.
You
and
were
dumb
wonderful
and flighty and just, you know, just a handful of awesomeness. And I just think of all the times at that McMinimans where you and I would just sit across from each other and just talking about like anything and everything.
Yeah.
And just, I don't know. I think
that consistency for you,
it was
probably
huge.
Something you
were
missing.
And I knew, I don't know what it was, but I think you were probably the beginning of me not realizing it, but understanding secure attachment. Because you were very present for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that is, I mean, it's such a gift to give somebody, you know, like.
Yeah.
And now look at us. We're kind of crushing it. And I think.
We're so crushing it.
No, it was solidified before Costa Rica.
Oh.
But after Costa Rica, I was like, I just spent a week vacation with someone, and I can't wait to see them the next. You know what I mean? Like,
I think we both knew before Costa Rica, or we would not have booked that vacay.
Yeah.
But I think it was kind of that like, this is gonna like make it or break it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
And I was never once was I like, I mean, and that's wild. That's like you and Kristen, because Kristen, you know, I've lived with her on and off, and you guys are obviously both in my little intimacy circle, but like, I loved living with her.
Yes.
Every fucking second of it. Like, we just, you know, like people always assume girlfriends fight a lot. No.
Nope.
No, at all. Like, anyway, that was such a magical trip, and oh my gosh, I reflect on that trip so much. I love it. It's the first time I learned
our lovers package.
I forgot about that. We booked the lovers package, didn't realize
we did not realize we Grouponned it.
But we leaned into it because we were getting like free bottles of champagne.
Yeah.
And like, oh my gosh. It was my first experience with a swim up bar.
Oh. Life school. Maybe that should be the next project. Let's get a swim up bar here.
Oh. There's
at your house.
Okay, yeah. I love that.
Let's build one.
Mm-hmm. you know what we have talked about, because we have palm trees in our backyard.
Yeah.
This is my first time having palm trees, and so I was trimming them, and if you have adult palm trees, the fronds are huge. They're ginormous. They're way taller than me. Like, and I'm tall. But we were like, shoot, should we keep these and make like a little like a little hut?
Yes.
Wouldn't that be so cute?
Do it.
Dude, we could make
a little cabana.
Yeah, or we could even make like a little half cabana, and it would just sit on the end of the pool.
That's what, yeah, like a half one.
Yeah.
Over the edge.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I love this idea.
Okay.
And it's a little bar that, like, so if when it rains, we could move it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Done and done.
Done and done.
Okay.
Maybe it's a new hobby. Ooh, guys. I have 2 new hobbies.
Okay.
They were birthday presents. One is a distillery.
Mm-hmm.
And the other's a 3D printer.
Oh, Annie. Annie really loves her hobbies.
You guys, I love them. I love creating. If I could just create for the rest of my life, that's what I would do.
You can do it.
I mean, I kind of do.
You do. And you always will. Yeah. And that's wonderful.
Like, even just now in our studio, I've got my little solar gnome homes I'm making.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some old light bulbs I turned into fruit that I'm still working on.
Oh, looks like a pear.
Yeah. Let's do chat a little bit about friendship love, though.
Okay. Yes. So important.
So important.
So important to have true kind of friendship love.
Mm-hmm.
I think at least I think for me, I don't like to speak for everybody, but I think good friendship love does kind of help you realize what love should look and feel like.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
Kind of gives you that, like, this doesn't, like, if you're in, like, a relationship with maybe a romantic partner, like, it gives you a little something to think about, like, I don't know, that doesn't feel right. You know, to have, like, but I know what true love feels like because my friend treats me in this way and, you know, supports me in this way. Yeah. And obviously not every relationship should be exactly the same, but it gives you a little bit of a framework, I think, to bounce new love off of.
I love that. And I think, so one of the things in my creative project at work that we're working on is we ask the question, what do we want this person to feel after they have an interaction with us?
Oh, I love this.
Yes, and I think this has everything to do with when you are looking for a partner in any form, romantic, friendship, all those things, is pay attention to how you feel afterwards. Like, do they fill your cup, or do you feel like you've just been drained, you know, like... Or there's a million different levels of in between too. I'm just picking the extremes, but
okay. But also, ding, ding, ding. You have hit it on the head. Ding,
ding.
Touch your nose.
Ding.
I think you have to find those people that fill you up, right?
Oh yeah.
And I would venture to say, those are the relationships that are true love.
Oh, the ones that fill you up?
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
No, I think you can still love and have relationships with people that maybe don't fill you up as much.
Of course.
But I would venture to guess that it's those mutual fill-up relationships that are really hitting that kind of higher level of love.
Oh, I love that so much.
And I mean, we've talked about this already. You are one of the few people in this world that fill my cup up.
Same.
Yeah.
And I think when we talk about, like, cup filling, right? Like, I love that you talked about that mutuality of filling.
Yes.
You know, like, because you will be in relationships where you'll be the cup filler.
Yeah.
And hopefully you'll also have relationships where it's just someone filling you up too.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah, I think of like a good therapist. You know, they could kind of fill your cup.
Okay.
Yeah, and or maybe like a mentor. Like a mentor is probably a great example.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like their job is to pump you up and get you where you need to, or coach.
Gotcha.
Coach, even though coach is probably gonna, like if it's a good coach, they'll get like fulfillment from your success as well. But
Right.
their primary
I
goal
love
is
that.
to like get
Okay.
you. But I think you've really hit it where it's like you both are together and your cups just get filled and filled and filled hanging out.
Yeah.
Which is probably two introverts, obviously, talking. And I will say almost.
What?
Yeah. Almost.
Us introverted?
What? No, me? No. No. I would leave the house maybe.
I don't think we've left the house since I've got here. We
No.
haven't.
And you know what? It's been great. I #would repeat. Oh man. So maybe some of this like love talk is two introverts really expressing it. But
yeah.
I kind of love this idea, you're filling the cups up. What I think is so amazing is I think of all different types of love and partnership where the cups get filled up when they're together.
Yeah.
And I think of even like junior hires playing video games together.
Oh,
and
yes.
and just like silly activities, but it's almost through those activities I feel like we find those people that we mesh with and like they fill our cups up.
Yes. I 100% agree. Because love is not always big gestures, right?
Oh, yeah.
And flowers and makeout sessions and romantic dates. Like, it's not. It's you put my shoes away for me, right? And you are giving me the honest truth in a loving way.
Oh, I love
it's
that.
Those kind of fully supporting someone as a whole person and wanting the best for them. That to me is true love.
Wow, it's so beautiful. Yeah.
Oh.
This is a fun it's you know what? It's fun to talk about the beauty of love.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times we spend time building skills, and skills need to be built because of like deficiencies or not deficiencies, but you know what I mean? Like there's a need. That's why you have to build a skill.
Yeah.
So it's so fun to just talk about like, because I truly believe relationship is everything.
Yep.
Right? Like that will dictate your outcomes.
Yeah.
Like your ability to have relationship, what those look like, that kind of a thing. And when we talk about attachment styles, that'll come up a lot. The one thing I will say about attachment styles, if you have one because you've had traumatic events, the cool thing is earned attachment exists, which means you can change and intervene in your own attachment style.
Yep.
So So what I'm trying to say is there's tons of hope, and it's super fun to talk about love and relationship because it's such a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And boy, am I grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love yourself.
Love yourself. Yes.
Love each other. Don't wait till Valentine's Day, okay?
Yeah.
Just love yourself and everyone every day.
Yeah. And tell someone you love them today.
Yeah.
If you do love them, don't fake it. Oh my God.
I love that. Yeah, don't fake it.
There's a stand-up comedian who I adore, and I love stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But she's like super like monotone, and like but she has a bit where she's like, women, we gotta stop faking it, like orgasms. We gotta stop faking orgasms for the next girl. Like, please stop for the next girl. Because she was like, I was having sex with a guy, and he's like, I don't understand why this was working. It worked on all the other girls. And she just goes, it did not. And I laughed so hard. Oh my gosh. She just has such good delivery. Oh my God. I'll play the clip for you. You'll love it. Oh, okay.
Oh, don't fake it. Okay.
Don't fake it, guys. Don't fake it. Okay. We could probably do a podcast on not just orgasm faking, but like just don't fake it in general.
Don't fake it. Yeah. We'll add it to the list.
Yeah. Well, thank you for hanging out. This was geared to be a light and beautiful episode about love and relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love ourselves.
Very much.
We love each other.
Very much.
We love our partners.
Oh.
Our puppies. Our kitties.
Oh, yeah.
And you.
Yeah. Oh, and I love my siblings.
Yes, we love our families.
My nephews. Oh my God. I love them.
Nieces and nephews are the best.
I'm so jelly that you have a niece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I have 12 nephews.
It's a lot.
And they're, oh my gosh, they're all amazing.
Yeah.
like these wonderful people. It's wonderful.
Hooray for nieces and nephews.
Yes, you guys are the best.
You are the best.
Okay, well, we love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yes.
And just happy Valentine's Day.
Yeah, when it comes.
Yep.
In a little bit.
Stupid Cupid.
No, okay.
Quit picking on me.
And Bigfoot's real. So, okay. Bye.
Bye.